of the silver glade and sought to claim it for himself. He had cast a spell that caused the silver streams to run dry and the trees to lose their sparkle. The once vibrant kingdom began to wither, and despair spread among the people. King Cedric, desperate to save his kingdom, consulted his wise advisor, the elderly wizard Alaric. Alaric revealed that the only way to restore the kingdom's magic was to find the Crystal of Light, a powerful gem hidden in the heart of the enchanted forest. However, the crystal was guarded by a series of mystical challenges that tested the heart and courage of those who sought it. Determined to save his kingdom, King Cedric announced a quest to find the Crystal of Light. The brave and kind-hearted Princess Aeliana, the king's daughter, volunteered to undertake the journey. She was known throughout the kingdom for her bravery and kindness, and her parents reluctantly agreed, trusting her to succeed where others might falter. With a heart full of hope and a sword of silver for protection, Aeliana set out into the enchanted forest. The forest was magical and alive with mysterious creatures. As she ventured deeper, she encountered her first challenge. Challenge 1. The trial of the golden deer. Aeliana came upon a beautiful clearing where a golden deer with antlers that glowed like the sun stood by a crystal-clear pond. The deer spoke in a gentle voice, "To pass this trial, you must show your true heart. I am in search of a rare herb that will help heal my injured fawn. Will you assist me?" Aeliana agreed and, guided by the deer, searched the forest for the herb. Her kindness and patience led her to find the herb and return it to the golden deer. The deer, in gratitude, allowed her to pass and bestowed upon her a golden acorn, saying, "This acorn will light your path when darkness falls." Aeliana continued her journey, and as dusk approached, she encountered the second challenge. Challenge 2. The trial of the enchanted bridge. In the fading light, she came upon an ancient bridge made of shimmering, woven vines. As she crossed it, the bridge began to sway and tremble. An ethereal voice spoke from the shadows, "To cross, you must confront your deepest fears." Aeliana was frightened but took a deep breath, focusing on the love she had for her kingdom and her determination to save it. As she walked across the swaying bridge, her courage and inner strength held the bridge steady, and she reached the other side safely. The final challenge lay ahead as she approached a grand, ancient tree at the heart of the forest. Challenge 3. The trial of the ancient tree. The ancient tree, known as the Elder Oak, had a face carved into its trunk and spoke in a deep, resonant voice. "To retrieve the Crystal of Light, you must answer my riddle," said the tree. The riddle was, "I have cities, but no houses. I have mountains, but no trees. I have water, but no fish. What am I?" Aeliana thought carefully and replied, "A map." The Elder Oak's face brightened, and it revealed a hidden compartment within its trunk, containing a radiant crystal. The Crystal of Light sparkled with an intense, pure light. The tree said, "You have proven your worth. Take the crystal and restore your kingdom." With the Crystal of Light in hand, Aeliana made her way back to the silver glade. As she approached, the crystal's light began to shine brightly, revitalizing the silver streams and restoring the sparkle to the trees. The kingdom's magic was reborn, and joy returned to the people. King Cedric and Queen Alara welcomed Aeliana with pride and relief. The kingdom celebrated her bravery and kindness, and Malakar's dark magic was dispelled, banishing him from the land. To honor the bravery of Princess Aeliana and the return of the kingdom's magic, the Silver Glade held a grand festival, where the skies were lit with fireworks, and the silver streams flowed with renewed brilliance. The Crystal of Light was placed in a sacred chamber within the palace, serving as a symbol of hope and resilience. Princess Aeliana's journey became a cherished tale told throughout the kingdom, a reminder of the power of courage, kindness, and the magic that resides in the heart of those who dare to dream and act selflessly. And so, the Silver Glade thrived once more, bathed in light and laughter, as its people lived happily ever after. The end. The Enchanted Carousel. Once upon a time, in the heart of a magical kingdom known as Eldoria, there was a quaint village surrounded by rolling hills and sparkling rivers. At the edge of this village stood an old, abandoned carousel in the middle of an overgrown meadow. The carousel was beautiful, with intricately carved wooden animals and vibrant colors, but it had been silent for many years. In the village lived a spirited girl named Arya. Arya had a great love for stories and dreams of adventure. She often wandered through the meadow, imagining the carousel spinning and the laughter of children filling the air. One day, as she explored the carousel, she noticed something she had never seen before, a small, golden key lying in the grass near the base of the carousel. Curious, Arya picked up the key and examined it. It was adorned with delicate engravings of stars and moons. She felt a tingle of excitement and wondered if the key was meant to unlock a hidden secret. Determined to uncover the mystery, she decided to try the key on the carousel's ornate door. To her surprise, the key fit perfectly, and the door creaked open to reveal a dusty, forgotten interior. Inside, Arya found a magical book resting on a pedestal. The book was covered in shimmering blue leather and had a glowing, silver lock. With a sense of anticipation, she used the golden key to unlock the book. As the book opened, a burst of light filled the meadow, and a soft, melodic voice spoke. "Welcome, brave Arya. You have unlocked the Book of Dreams. To awaken the enchanted carousel and restore its magic, you must complete 3 quests. Each quest will test your heart, your spirit, and your courage." The voice continued, "Your first quest is to find the luminous lantern, hidden deep within the whispering forest. The lantern has the power to light up the carousel's heart." Arya set off towards the whispering forest, guided by the soft glow of the lantern she held. The forest was dense and filled with mystical creatures. As she ventured deeper, she encountered a wise old owl perched on a branch. "The luminous lantern is near," the owl hooted. "But first, you must answer my riddle. What has keys but can't open locks, has space but no room, and you can enter but never go in?" Arya thought for a moment and then answered, "A keyboard." The owl's eyes twinkled with approval. "You are wise, young Arya. Follow the path of glowing mushrooms, and you will find the lantern." Following the path, Arya soon discovered the luminous lantern resting on a stone pedestal, its light pulsating gently. She took the lantern and returned to the carousel, placing it in a special slot near the center of the ride. The carousel's animals began to shimmer with life, and a soft hum filled the air. "The second quest is to restore the carousel's melody," the voice from the book continued. "To do this, you must find the golden music box hidden in the crystal cavern." Arya's journey took her to the crystal cavern, where the walls sparkled like a million stars. Inside, she found a series of crystal chimes, each one emitting a different note. To unlock the golden music box, she had to play the correct melody. As she listened to the chimes, Arya realized that the melody she needed to play was the one she often hummed when she was happy. With great care, she played the melody on the chimes. The golden music box appeared, glowing with a warm, golden light. Arya took the music box back to the carousel and placed it on a special stand. As she opened it, a beautiful melody filled the air, and the carousel's animals began to move with grace and rhythm. "The final quest is to bring the carousel's magic to life," the voice said. "To do this, you must find the enchanted jewel, which has been hidden in the heart of the meadow." Arya ventured into the heart of the meadow, where she found a large, ancient tree with a hollow at its base. Inside the hollow was the enchanted jewel, a sparkling gem that radiated a mesmerizing light. With the jewel in hand, Arya returned to the carousel and placed it in the central control panel. As the jewel was inserted, the carousel began to spin gracefully, and a magical glow enveloped the ride. The once silent carousel was now alive with laughter and music, and children from the village gathered to enjoy the ride. Arya's heart swelled with joy as she watched the carousel bring happiness to the village. The once abandoned ride was now a symbol of magic and wonder, and Arya was celebrated as a hero for restoring its enchantment. The village of Eldoria continued to thrive with the carousel at its heart, and Arya's adventures became a beloved story told to children for generations to come. The magical carousel remained a beacon of joy, a reminder of the power of courage, curiosity, and the magic that lies within every heart. And so, the enchanted carousel spun on, filling the village with laughter and dreams, forever cherished in the land of Eldoria. Once upon a time, in a picturesque village surrounded by towering mountains and lush forests, there lived a curious boy named Oliver. Oliver was known for his adventurous spirit and his love of exploring. His greatest treasure was an old, dusty map he had found in his grandfather's attic. The map was marked with strange symbols and an X at the edge of a mysterious forest, leading to a place called the Hidden Kingdom. One summer morning, with the map tucked safely in his backpack, Oliver decided it was time to uncover the secrets of the Hidden Kingdom. With a heart full of excitement, he waved goodbye to his family and set off on his adventure. The forest was dense and vibrant, filled with the songs of birds and the rustling of leaves. As Oliver followed the path marked on the map, he encountered various wonders: trees that seemed to whisper secrets, flowers that changed colors as he passed, and streams that sparkled like liquid diamonds. After several hours of walking, Oliver arrived at a large oak tree with a hollow at its base. The map indicated that this was an important landmark. Inside the hollow, Oliver discovered a golden key and a small note that read, "To unlock the Hidden Kingdom, follow the path of the golden light." Puzzled but determined, Oliver continued his journey. As the sun began to set, casting a warm, golden glow over the forest, he noticed a shimmering path of light leading deeper into the woods. Following the golden light, Oliver soon reached an ancient stone archway covered in ivy and moss. The archway was adorned with intricate carvings of mythical creatures and celestial symbols. With a deep breath, Oliver used the golden key to unlock a hidden latch on the archway. The moment the latch clicked open, the archway began to glow brightly, and the forest around him transformed. The trees parted, revealing a hidden realm that sparkled with enchantment. Oliver stepped through the archway and into the Hidden Kingdom. The kingdom was a breathtaking sight: crystal-clear lakes, towering castles made of sparkling gemstones, and fields of flowers that sang with every breeze. The sky was filled with floating islands and golden dragons soaring gracefully among the clouds. As Oliver wandered through this magical land, he met a kindly old wizard named Eldrick, who was the guardian of the Hidden Kingdom. Eldrick had a long white beard and wore a robe adorned with stars and moons. "Welcome, young traveler," Eldrick said with a warm smile. "I see you have discovered the Hidden Kingdom. Few have ventured here and even fewer have found the way. What brings you to our realm?" Oliver explained his adventure and showed Eldrick the old map he had found. Eldrick's eyes twinkled with recognition. "Ah, the map of legends. It has been many years since anyone has followed its path. The Hidden Kingdom thrives on the bravery and curiosity of those who seek its wonders." Eldrick led Oliver to the heart of the kingdom, where a grand palace stood. Inside the palace was a magical library filled with ancient tomes and scrolls. Eldrick explained that the Hidden Kingdom was a place where dreams and magic intertwined, and its secrets were protected by the wisdom of the ages. In the library, Oliver discovered a book with a shimmering cover that seemed to call to him. Eldrick explained that this book contained the stories of all those who had visited the Hidden Kingdom and the wishes they had made. Oliver opened the book, and to his amazement, the pages began to fill with glowing words and illustrations of his own adventure. The book revealed that his wish for discovering new wonders and sharing them with his village had been fulfilled. "Your journey has shown great courage and wonder," Eldrick said. "The magic of the Hidden Kingdom has always been within you. As a token of our gratitude, we wish to grant you a special gift." From a shelf in the library, Eldrick retrieved a small, ornate box. Inside the box was a crystal vial filled with sparkling stardust. "This is the essence of dreams," Eldrick explained. "It holds the power to inspire and bring dreams to life. Share it with your village, and it will bring joy and wonder to all." Oliver thanked Eldrick and carefully took the vial back through the archway. As he emerged from the forest and returned to his village, he was greeted with awe and excitement. The villagers gathered to hear about his adventure and the magical gift he had brought. Oliver shared the essence of dreams with the villagers, and its stardust spread a magical glow over the village. The sky seemed more vivid, the fields more lush, and the village became a place of enchantment and joy. The villagers felt a renewed sense of wonder and creativity, and they began to pursue their own dreams and adventures. The tale of Oliver's journey to the Hidden Kingdom became a cherished story, passed down through generations. the village thrived with magic and happiness, always remembering the bravery of a young boy who followed a map and found a world of wonder. And so, Oliver's adventure continued to inspire and delight, a testament to the magic that lies in curiosity, bravery, and the dreams we dare to follow. Once upon a time, in a kingdom nestled between rolling hills and ancient forests, there was a place known as the Moonlit Grove. This magical grove was hidden deep within the enchanted forest, a realm where the trees whispered secrets and moonlight wove through the leaves like silver threads. The Moonlit Grove was a sanctuary for magical creatures, and its heart was home to the Moonstone, a mystical gem that radiated gentle light and granted wishes to those with pure intentions. For generations, the Moonstone had been protected by the kind-hearted guardian, a graceful fairy named Elara. Under her care, the grove flourished, and the land around it thrived with enchantment and harmony. One day, as the sun set and the moon began to rise, a shadowy figure crept into the enchanted forest. This figure was Morwen, a cunning sorceress who had long coveted the Moonstone's power. Morwen had heard tales of its magic and sought to claim it for herself, intending to use it to spread darkness across the land. As the moonlight illuminated the grove, Morwen used her dark magic to cloak herself in invisibility and approached the Moonstone. Elara, sensing the intrusion, was determined to protect the sacred gem. She called upon her loyal friends for help: Cedric, a brave woodcutter with a heart of gold; Lyra, a clever and resourceful weaver; and Bramble, a mischievous but good-hearted squirrel. Together, they set out to uncover the sorceress's plan and thwart her intentions. The team ventured into the depths of the enchanted forest, guided by the soft glow of moonlight. They faced several challenges along the way: treacherous vines that tried to ensnare them, illusions that led them astray, and enchanted creatures who tested their resolve. Through it all, Cedric used his strength and courage to clear the path, Lyra's quick thinking solved puzzles and navigated traps, and Bramble's agility and sharp senses helped them avoid danger. At last, they reached the Moonlit Grove, where the Moonstone stood aglow. Morwen, still hidden by her spell, was in the process of casting a dark enchantment over the Moonstone to corrupt its magic. Elara confronted her, her voice trembling but resolute. "Morwen, your darkness will not prevail here," Elara declared. "The Moonstone is a beacon of hope and light. It will never be tainted by your evil." Morwen laughed, her voice echoing through the grove. "You are too late, Elara. The Moonstone's power will soon be mine, and with it, I shall bring eternal night to this land." With a wave of her hand, Morwen unleashed a wave of shadowy magic toward the Moonstone. Elara, Cedric, Lyra, and Bramble sprang into action. Cedric used his axe to deflect the dark magic, while Lyra weaved a protective barrier with enchanted threads she had spun. Bramble darted around, creating distractions and leading the magical creatures of the forest to join the fight. In the midst of the chaos, Lyra noticed that Morwen's cloak of invisibility was shimmering in the moonlight. "We must reveal her true form," Lyra shouted. With her weaving skills, she crafted a net of moonlight and tossed it towards the invisible sorceress. The net shimmered brightly, unveiling Morwen's form and weakening her dark enchantments. With Morwen now visible and vulnerable, Elara called upon the Moonstone's pure magic. The Moonstone, sensing the courage and unity of its protectors, responded with a radiant burst of light. The light enveloped Morwen, dispelling her dark magic and breaking her spell. Defeated, Morwen was forced to flee, vowing to return another day. The Moonstone's light continued to shine brightly, its magic restored and protected. The grove, once again bathed in moonlight, was safe and serene. Elara, Cedric, Lyra, and Bramble celebrated their victory, their hearts full of gratitude and joy. They knew that the Moonlit Grove would remain a place of peace and magic, thanks to their bravery and teamwork. As the moon rose high in the sky, the enchanted forest came alive with the sounds of celebration. The creatures of the forest danced and sang in honor of their heroes. And the moonlight glistened on the leaves, casting a warm and comforting glow over the land. Queen Seraphina, the ruler of the kingdom, came to the grove to express her thanks. She honored Elara and her friends with medals of valor and proclaimed them the official protectors of the Moonlit Grove. From that day on, the Moonlit Grove continued to be a place of wonder and enchantment, where the Moonstone's magic brought hope and dreams to all who visited. Ilara, Cedric, Lyra, and Bramble remained vigilant, always ready to defend the grove from any threat. And so, in the kingdom where moonlight wove through the trees and magic filled the air, the moonlit grove stood as a beacon of light and hope, forever protected by the courage of those who cherished its magic. The end. Once upon a time, in a vibrant kingdom called Prismaria, there lived dragons of every color imaginable. These were not ordinary dragons. They were known as the Rainbow Dragons, each possessing a unique hue and magic related to their color. The kingdom was a place of eternal beauty, with the skies painted in brilliant hues and the landscape shimmering with the colors of the rainbow. Among the Rainbow Dragons, there was one particularly special dragon named Aurora. Aurora was the youngest dragon and had scales that shimmered with all the colors of the rainbow. She had a special gift, the ability to weave the magic of the rainbow into magnificent, colorful spells. Despite her talents, Aurora was often overlooked by the older dragons who preferred to focus on their specific color-related magic. One day, a dark and mysterious fog began to creep into Prismaria. The fog was unlike anything the kingdom had seen. It was a dull gray and seemed to drain the vibrant colors from everything it touched. As the fog spread, the once lively kingdom started to lose its brilliance, and the Rainbow Dragons found their magic weakening. The once colorful landscapes grew drab, and the skies lost their radiant hues. The kingdom's wise leader, Elder Radiance, called a meeting with the dragons. He explained that the fog was a result of a powerful sorcerer named Grimm, who lived in a hidden fortress far beyond the kingdom's borders. Grimm had a magical artifact called the Shadow Crystal, which had the power to drain color and life from anything it touched. If left unchecked, the fog would consume all the colors of Prismaria, leaving it forever gray and lifeless. Elder Radiance knew that the only hope to save the kingdom was to retrieve the Shadow Crystal and restore balance. He decided to send a delegation of dragons to confront Grimm and retrieve the artifact. Aurora, eager to prove her worth, volunteered to join the mission. Although her fellow dragons were skeptical of her abilities, Elder Radiance recognized her determination and agreed to let her go. Aurora embarked on her journey with a small group of dragons: Blaze, the red dragon with fire magic; Verdant, the green dragon who could control plants; and Azure, the blue dragon who commanded water. Together, they traveled through treacherous terrains and faced numerous challenges. Their first trial was the Forest of Shadows, where the trees were twisted and covered in gray fog. The fog seemed to whisper and confuse the travelers. Aurora used her rainbow magic to create a beacon of light, guiding her companions through the murky forest. Her light restored some color to the trees and dispelled the illusions, allowing them to pass safely. Next, they reached the Crystal Cavern, where the walls were covered in dark, oppressive crystals. The cavern was filled with treacherous traps and illusions designed to scare them away. Verdant used his plant magic to create protective vines, while Azure summoned a gentle rain to wash away the traps. Aurora's rainbow light helped them navigate the cavern and reach the heart of the cave, where they discovered a map showing Grimm's fortress. Finally, the dragons arrived at Grimm's fortress, a dark and foreboding place surrounded by swirling gray clouds. They faced Grimm, a menacing figure cloaked in shadow, holding the Shadow Crystal high. Grimm sneered as the dragons approached, confident that the artifact's power was unbeatable. Blaze roared and unleashed a torrent of fire, but Grimm's shadow magic easily extinguished it. Verdant summoned powerful vines to restrain Grimm, but the sorcerer's magic cut through them like a knife. Azure tried to douse Grimm with water, but it evaporated before reaching him. Seeing her companions struggle, Aurora stepped forward with her shimmering rainbow light. She realized that the power of the Rainbow Dragon's magic had to be combined to counteract the Shadow Crystal. Aurora used her magic to weave a rainbow shield around her friends, enhancing their abilities and creating a vibrant barrier against Grimm's attacks. The combined magic of the dragons, fire, plant, water, and rainbow, overpowered Grimm's dark magic. Aurora directed a powerful burst of rainbow energy toward the Shadow Crystal, shattering it into pieces. As the crystal broke, the dark fog lifted, and color began to return to the world. Grimm, now powerless, fled into the shadows, never to be seen again. the rainbow dragons returned to Prismaria, where they were greeted with joy and celebration. The kingdom's colors were restored, and the land flourished once more. Aurora's bravery and the power of the combined magic had saved the kingdom. From that day on, Aurora was celebrated not just for her unique magic but for her courage and determination. The dragons learned to appreciate each other's strengths and the value of teamwork. The kingdom of Prismaria thrived, its skies ever colorful and its lands full of life. The tale of the rainbow dragons and the bravery of young Aurora was told through the ages, a reminder that even the smallest among us can shine brightly and make a difference when we work together. And so, in the vibrant kingdom of Prismaria, where rainbows danced across the sky and magic filled every corner, the legend of the rainbow dragons lived on, inspiring generations to believe in the power of color, courage, and unity. The end. Once upon a time, in a secluded valley surrounded by majestic mountains, there was a small village called Silverleaf. This village was known for its serene beauty, but it had one secret: a moonlit pond hidden deep in the forest, which no villager had ever ventured to explore. The pond was said to be enchanted, glowing with an otherworldly light on nights when the moon was full. In this village lived a young boy named Finn. Finn was adventurous and loved exploring, but he was also a bit cautious. He had heard the legends about the moonlit pond from the village elders but had never dared to visit it, fearing the unknown. One evening, as the full moon began to rise over the valley, Finn's curiosity got the better of him. He decided that tonight would be the night he would uncover the secret of the moonlit pond. He packed a small satchel with essentials, a warm cloak, a lantern, some food, and his trusty map. Following the path described in the old stories, Finn entered the forest. The trees were tall and ancient, their branches forming a canopy that let only specks of moonlight through. Finn's lantern cast a soft glow, guiding his way as he ventured deeper into the woods. As he walked, he noticed that the forest seemed different than usual. The air was filled with a faint, melodic hum, and the shadows danced in rhythm with the music. Finn followed the sound, which grew louder and more enchanting as he approached the heart of the forest. Finally, he arrived at the edge of the moonlit pond. The sight before him was breathtaking. The pond's surface was like liquid silver, reflecting the moon's light in shimmering waves. Ethereal lilies floated on the water, their petals glowing softly, and a gentle mist hung above the pond, swirling like a silken veil. Finn approached the pond cautiously. As he did, the melody he had heard earlier seemed to come from the water itself. He saw a small, ornate box half buried in the sand at the water's edge. It was intricately carved with symbols of stars and moons. With trembling hands, Finn picked up the box and opened it. Inside was a delicate silver key and a note that read, "To unlock the magic, you must follow the melody of the night and listen to the whispers of the moon." Confused but intrigued, Finn held the key tightly and looked around. The melodic hum grew stronger, and he realized it was coming from the lilies on the pond. As he listened, the sound seemed to guide him to a hidden alcove behind a cluster of willow trees. In the alcove was an ancient, weathered door covered in vines. The door had a keyhole that perfectly fit the silver key. With a deep breath, Finn inserted the key and turned it. The door creaked open to reveal a hidden chamber bathed in soft moonlight. Inside the chamber was a beautiful, celestial harp, surrounded by floating orbs of light. The harp was delicate and adorned with moonstones that glowed with a gentle, soothing light. As Finn approached the harp, he felt a sense of peace and wonder. Suddenly, the harp began to play on its own, the strings moving gracefully as if guided by invisible hands. The music was enchanting, filling the chamber with a feeling of warmth and magic. Finn felt as though he was being enveloped in a dream. A soft, glowing figure appeared before him. It was the guardian of the moonlit pond, a fairy with wings like shimmering moonlight. She had a kind and serene smile. "Welcome, brave traveler," the fairy said. "You have discovered the secret of the moonlit pond. This harp holds the magic of dreams and wishes. It has been waiting for someone with a pure heart to set it free." The fairy continued, "The music of the harp can bring joy and hope to those who listen. But remember, True magic lies not only in the melody but in the intentions of the heart. Use it wisely. Finn nodded, understanding the responsibility he now carried. The fairy blessed him and the harp, and with a wave of her hand, the chamber was filled with a brilliant light. When the light faded, Finn found himself back at the pond with the harp in his hands. With great care, Finn returned to the village, carrying the celestial harp. The villagers gathered around him, eager to hear about his adventure. As he played the harp, its magical music filled the village with a sense of wonder and peace. The melodies brought comfort, joy, and inspiration to everyone who listened. From that night on, the moonlit pond and its enchanted harp became a cherished part of Silverleaf. The villagers celebrated the magic of the harp, and Finn's bravery was remembered as a testament to the power of curiosity, courage, and the magic of the heart. And so, the moonlit pond continued to glow with a soft, silver light, its secrets shared with all who believed in the magic of dreams and the beauty of the night. The Whispering Glade. Once upon a time, in a land where emerald forests stretched as far as the eye could see, there was a hidden glade known as the Whispering Glade. This enchanted place was said to be protected by ancient magic, and only those with a pure heart could find it. Legends told that the glade held the secrets to healing and happiness. In the nearby village of Fernwood, there lived a gentle young woman named Elowen. Elowen was beloved in her village for her kindness and her gift for tending to the sick and injured. But lately, Fernwood had fallen under a dark cloud of sadness, as a mysterious illness had begun to affect the villagers, leaving them weak and weary. One evening, as Elowen sat by her window, she heard a soft, melodious whisper on the wind. The whispers seemed to call her name, urging her to seek the Whispering Glade. Determined to find a cure for her village, Elowen decided to follow the mysterious call. With a small satchel of supplies, bread, a flask of water, and a warm cloak, Elowen set out into the forest. The trees were tall and majestic, their leaves rustling with secrets. She followed a narrow path, which seemed to guide her deeper into the woods. The air grew cooler, and the forest became quieter, until only the sound of her footsteps could be heard. After hours of walking, Elowen stumbled upon a large, ancient oak tree with a hollow trunk. Inside the hollow was a delicate, glowing flower. As she reached out to touch it, a gentle voice spoke from the tree. "Welcome, brave Elowen. To enter the Whispering Glade and find the cure for your village, you must complete 3 tasks. Each task will reveal a truth about yourself and your heart." Elowen nodded, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. The first task led her to a clearing where a magical spring bubbled with crystal-clear water. Beside the spring lay a golden cup, and a riddle was inscribed on a nearby stone: "I have cities, but no houses. I have mountains, but no trees. I have water, but no fish. What am I?" Elowen thought deeply about the riddle and answered, "A map." The spring's waters sparkled with approval, and a hidden pathway appeared, leading her further into the forest. The second task brought Elowen to a grove where she found a group of small, enchanted creatures. They were trapped in a tangled web spun by a mischievous spider. The creatures pleaded for help, but they were fearful of the spider, which guarded the web fiercely. Without hesitation, Elowen carefully approached the spider, speaking to it with kindness. She explained how the creatures needed to be freed and promised to help the spider find a new home where it could spin its web in peace. Moved by her compassion, the spider agreed to let the creatures go. Elowen gently untangled the web and freed the creatures, who thanked her with joyous cheers. The grove's trees swayed with delight, and a new path opened up, leading Elowen closer to her goal. The final task was the most challenging. Elowen arrived at a tranquil meadow where a large stone stood with a keyhole. Beside it was a shimmering, golden key on a pedestal. The key was surrounded by a circle of stones, each bearing an inscription about the virtues of bravery, wisdom, and love. Elowen realized that to unlock the stone, she needed to show that she embodied these virtues. She closed her eyes and reflected on her journey. She had shown bravery in facing the unknown, wisdom in solving the riddle, and love in helping the enchanted creatures. With these virtues in her heart, Elowen approached the stone and gently inserted the key. The stone slid away to reveal a hidden passage leading to the Whispering Glade. As Eloan stepped into the glade, she was greeted by a breathtaking sight. The glade was filled with vibrant, healing herbs and flowers, their petals glowing softly in the moonlight. In the center of the glade was a pool of water, and beside it lay an ancient, silver bowl. The same gentle voice spoke again, "You have proven your heart's true worth. Use the herbs and flowers from this glade to heal your village." Eloan carefully gathered the herbs and flowers, filling her satchel with the precious ingredients. As she made her way back to Fernwood, she felt a sense of hope and purpose. Upon her return, Eloan prepared remedies from the glade's plants and distributed them among the villagers. The healing powers of the herbs worked swiftly, and soon, the village was revived with renewed strength and happiness. The villagers celebrated Eloan's bravery and kindness, and the Whispering Glade became a symbol of hope and healing in their hearts. Eloan's story was told for generations, a reminder of the magic that exists when one's heart is true and selfless. And so, the village of Fernwood thrived once more, blessed by the magic of the Whispering Glade and the courageous spirit of one remarkable woman. The tale of the Midnight Swan. Once upon a time, in a small village surrounded by misty meadows and quiet lakes, there was a legend about a mysterious swan that only appeared at midnight. The villagers called it the Midnight Swan, and it was said that anyone who caught a glimpse of it would have a single wish granted. But the swan was elusive, and many who sought it never returned, for the forest where it dwelled was enchanted and full of secrets. In this village lived a young girl named Elara. She was known for her courage and her kind heart, always helping others and caring for the animals in the village. But Elara had a secret wish that she had never shared with anyone. Her mother had fallen ill years ago, and despite all the remedies and care, she had never recovered. Elara wished for her mother to be well again, to see her smile and hear her laughter as she once did. One evening, as Elara was tending to her chores, she overheard the village elders speaking of the Midnight Swan. They spoke of its magical powers, how it could heal the sick and grant the deepest desires of those who found it. Elara's heart leaped at the thought. If she could find the Midnight Swan, she could wish for her mother's health to be restored. That night, as the moon rose high in the sky, Elara set out on her journey. She packed a small bag with some food and a blanket, and with her lantern in hand, she ventured into the forest. The trees stood tall and silent, their branches whispering in the wind. Elara's steps were light, but her heart was heavy with hope and determination. The forest was dark and full of shadows, but Elara pressed on, guided by the faint glow of the moon. As she walked, she heard the sound of rustling leaves and the distant hoot of an owl. The air grew cooler, and the mist began to thicken around her. Elara knew she was getting closer to the enchanted part of the forest where the Midnight Swan was said to dwell. After what felt like hours, Elara came upon a small clearing bathed in silver moonlight. In the center of the clearing was a still, glassy lake that reflected the stars above. The surface of the water was so smooth that it looked like a mirror. Elara held her breath, her eyes scanning the lake for any sign of the swan. Just as the clock struck midnight, the surface of the lake began to ripple. Slowly, gracefully, the Midnight Swan emerged from the water. Its feathers were as white as snow, glowing softly in the moonlight. Its eyes were dark and wise, and as it glided across the water, it seemed to carry an air of ancient magic. Elara stepped forward, her heart pounding in her chest. The swan turned its gaze toward her, and for a moment, they simply looked at each other. Elara could feel the magic in the air, a tingling sensation that made her feel both excited and a little afraid. "Midnight Swan," Elara called out softly, her voice trembling slightly, "I have come to ask for a wish. My mother is very ill, and I wish for her to be well again." The swan tilted its head as if considering her request. Then, it glided closer to the shore, its wings creating ripples on the surface of the lake. Elara could see the reflection of the moon in the swan's dark eyes, and she felt as though the swan was looking deep into her soul. Finally, the swan spoke, its voice like a soft breeze that carried through the night. "Your wish comes from a place of love and selflessness, young one. But know that all magic comes with a price. To heal your mother, you must give up something dear to you." Elara thought for a moment. She had very little of material value, but she was willing to give up anything if it meant her mother could be healthy again. "What must I give?" she asked. The swan's eyes softened. "You must give up your voice, Elara. In exchange for your mother's health, you will no longer be able to speak." Elara's heart sank at the thought. She loved to sing, to tell stories, and to speak with her friends and the animals she cared for. But then she thought of her mother, of how much she missed seeing her well and happy. With a deep breath, Elara nodded. "I will do it. I will give up my voice to save my mother." The swan lowered its head in acknowledgement. "Very well, Elara. Your wish shall be granted." The swan's wings began to glow with a soft, radiant light that filled the entire clearing. The light grew brighter and brighter until Elara had to close her eyes. She felt a warmth wash over her, and then a strange sensation in her throat, as if the words she wanted to speak were being gently taken away. When the light faded, Elara opened her eyes. The swan was gone, and the lake was still and quiet once more. She tried to speak, to call out, but no sound came. Her voice was gone. Elara felt a mixture of sadness and relief. She had given up something precious, but in doing so, she had gained something even more valuable. With a heavy heart, she turned and began the journey back to her village. When Elara arrived home, she found her mother already awake and sitting up in bed, looking healthier than she had in years. Her cheeks were rosy, and her eyes sparkled with life. Tears filled Elara's eyes as she rushed to her mother's side, embracing her tightly. Her mother smiled and hugged her back, whispering words of love and gratitude. Though Elara could no longer speak, the joy in her heart was enough. Her mother was well, and that was all that mattered. The village soon learned of Elara's sacrifice, and they marveled at her bravery and selflessness. She became known as the silent hero, and though she could no longer tell her stories, her actions spoke louder than any words ever could. And so, Elara lived happily with her mother, finding new ways to communicate through gestures and smiles. The village continued to thrive, and the legend of the Midnight Swan lived on, a reminder that true love and sacrifice could work wonders far greater than any magic. And they all lived happily ever after. I hope you enjoyed this fairy tale. Once upon a time, in a peaceful village nestled beside a deep, ancient forest, there was a legend of a hidden kingdom that shone like silver under the light of the full moon. The villagers spoke of this kingdom with awe and wonder, for it was said to be a place of unparalleled beauty and magic. However, the kingdom had been lost to time and was said to be guarded by a series of enchanted challenges. In this village lived a curious and kind-hearted girl named Elara. Elara had always been fascinated by the stories of the hidden kingdom and dreamed of discovering it one day. Her grandmother, who was the village storyteller, often told her tales of the silver moon and the magical kingdom it revealed. One night, during the full moon, Elara noticed a peculiar, silvery light emanating from the heart of the forest. Driven by curiosity and a sense of adventure, she decided to follow the light, hoping it might lead her to the lost kingdom of the legend. As she ventured deeper into the forest, the trees seemed to part magically, guiding her path. The forest was enchanting, filled with the soft glow of moonlit flowers and the gentle hum of magical creatures. After hours of walking, Elara arrived at a majestic, silver gate adorned with intricate patterns and glowing with a soft, moonlit sheen. To her surprise, the gate was locked. As she examined it closely, she noticed a small inscription that read, "Only the pure-hearted and brave may enter. Seek the 3 tokens of the moon to unlock the gate." Determined to prove her worth, Elara set off to find the 3 tokens. The first token was said to be hidden in the Meadow of Whispering Winds, a place where the wind itself spoke in riddles. Elara reached the meadow just as dawn began to break. The meadow was vast and covered in delicate, shimmering flowers that swayed gently in the breeze. As she walked through the meadow, the wind began to speak in soft, mysterious whispers. "To find the first token, you must answer this riddle," the wind said. "I can be cracked, made, told, and played. What am I?" Elara thought for a moment and then answered, "A joke." The wind whispered with delight, and a small, glowing token appeared among the flowers. Ilara picked it up and continued on her journey. The second token was rumored to be located in the enchanted lake, where the water was said to reflect not only the moon but also the deepest desires of one's heart. Ilara followed a winding path to the lake, which was surrounded by towering trees and bathed in a gentle, moonlit glow. As she approached the lake, she saw her reflection in the water, which shimmered and showed not only her image but also the heart of her desire, to bring joy and prosperity to her village. The reflection then revealed a hidden, glowing token at the bottom of the lake. Ilara waded into the cool, clear water and carefully retrieved the token. As she did, the water sparkled and sang a soft, magical melody. With the second token in hand, she set off to find the final one. The third and final token was said to be hidden in the Whispering Cave, a place known for its echoes and illusions. Ilara reached the cave's entrance, where she was met with a series of illusions and echoes that made it difficult to discern reality from illusion. Inside the cave, she encountered a series of trials where she had to navigate through mirrored paths and avoid being misled by illusions. With patience and a clear mind, Ilara managed to find the true path and discovered the final token nestled in a hidden alcove. With all three tokens in hand, Ilara returned to the Silver Gate. As she placed each token into its respective slot in the gate's intricate design, the gate began to glow and hum with magical energy. The gate slowly opened, revealing a breathtaking view of the hidden kingdom bathed in the silver light of the moon. The hidden kingdom was a place of wonder, with crystal-clear rivers, towering trees that sparkled like diamonds, and majestic castles made of silver and moonlight. Ilara wandered through the kingdom, awed by its beauty and magic. As she explored, she came upon a grand palace where a wise and gentle queen awaited her. The queen, with her flowing silver hair and shimmering gown, welcomed Ilara with a warm smile. "You have proven yourself worthy by finding the tokens and overcoming the challenges," the queen said. "The kingdom has been hidden for many years to protect its magic, but you have shown the heart of a true adventurer and a desire to share that magic with others." Ilara thanked the queen and shared her story of her village and its people. The queen, touched by Ilara's kindness and bravery, decided to bestow a special gift upon her, a small, enchanted veil filled with moonlight. "This veil contains the essence of the silver moon," the queen explained. "Use it to bring prosperity and happiness to your village. The magic of the silver moon will always be with you." With the vial in hand, Ilara returned to her village. As she arrived, the village was bathed in a soft, magical glow. The moonlight from the vial brought a new sense of joy and abundance to the land. The crops flourished, the streams sparkled, and the villagers rejoiced in the newfound magic. Ilara's adventure became a cherished story among the villagers, and the Hidden Kingdom's magic continued to inspire them. Ilara was celebrated as a hero, and the legend of the Silver Moon lived on, reminding everyone that bravery, kindness, and a pure heart could unlock even the most hidden wonders. And so, Ilara lived happily ever after, knowing that she had brought magic and joy to her people and that the Silver Moon's enchantment would always shine brightly in their hearts. The end. In the heart of the tranquil village of Silverwood, nestled between rolling hills and ancient forests, there was a hidden gem known only to the locals, the Whispering Lake. This lake, surrounded by lush trees and wildflowers, was famous for its soft, soothing whispers that told tales of old. The villagers believed that the lake held a great secret, but no one had ever fully discovered what it was. The lake was guarded by an old, wise woman named Elowen. She lived in a small cottage at the edge of the lake and was known for her deep connection with nature. Elowen's life was dedicated to preserving the secrets of the lake and ensuring its magic remained safe. It was said that she possessed a key that could unlock the lake's hidden wonders, but it was kept safe and known only to her. One day, a curious young boy named Finn arrived in Silverwood. Finn was known for his adventurous spirit and love for solving mysteries. He had heard tales of the Whispering Lake and decided to visit, hoping to uncover its secrets. When he arrived, he was captivated by the lake's beauty and the gentle whispers that seemed to speak directly to his heart. Finn met Elowen and, sensing his genuine curiosity and kind nature, she decided to share a part of the lake's magic with him. she told Finn about the 3 ancient tasks that needed to be completed to reveal the lake's deepest secret. "You have a brave heart, Finn," Elowen said. "If you wish to uncover the lake's secret, you must prove your worth by completing these tasks. Each task will test your courage, wisdom, and compassion." Finn eagerly accepted the challenge. Elowen handed him a small, ornate box. "This box contains a piece of the lake's magic. Use it wisely, and it will guide you through the tasks." Task 1, the Echoing Cave. The first task led Finn to the Echoing Cave, a cavern hidden behind a waterfall at the far end of the lake. The cave was known for its mysterious echoes, which could only be heard when the cave was perfectly still. To complete the task, Finn needed to bring Harmony back to the cave, which had been disturbed by a spell of discord. Inside the cave, Finn found a series of old musical instruments scattered around. To restore Harmony, he had to play a melody that would calm the echoes. Remembering the gentle tunes his grandmother used to play on her flute, Finn took out the flute he carried and began to play a soft, calming melody. The echoes in the cave gradually harmonized with his music, creating a soothing and peaceful resonance. The cave's magic was restored, and Finn felt a warm glow from the box in his hand. Task 2, the Enchanted Garden. The second task brought Finn to the Enchanted Garden, an overgrown and forgotten area filled with wilted plants and faded flowers. The garden had once been a place of beauty, but it had lost its magic over the years. To restore it, Finn needed to rekindle the garden's enchantment by tending to it with care and kindness. Finn discovered a set of magical seeds hidden beneath a large, ancient oak tree. He planted the seeds in the garden soil, carefully watering and nurturing them with a special mixture Elowen had given him. As he worked, he spoke to the plants and flowers, sharing stories of his village and the love he had for nature. Gradually, the garden began to bloom with vibrant colors, and the air was filled with the sweet fragrance of flowers once more. The box's light grew brighter, signaling that the task was complete. Task 3, the Heart of the Lake. The final task took Finn to the center of the Whispering Lake, where he needed to unlock the heart of the lake, a legendary gem said to hold the essence of the lake's magic. Elowen had told him that the gem was hidden in a submerged grotto, protected by a riddle only a true heart could solve. Finn used a small boat to reach the grotto, which was beneath the lake's surface. Inside the grotto, he found an ornate chest and a riddle inscribed on its lid. The riddle read, "I am not seen but always near, I whisper softly in your ear. To find the heart that lies below, trust your heart and let it show." Finn pondered the riddle and thought about his journey. He realized that the answer was not something he could see but something he felt, trust and love. He placed his hand on the chest and spoke from his heart, expressing his gratitude for the beauty and magic he had discovered. The chest's lid slowly opened, revealing the heart of the lake, a glowing gem that pulsed with a gentle, soothing light. With the heart of the lake uncovered, Finn returned to Elowen. She congratulated him on completing the tasks and thanked him for his bravery and kindness. The Whispering Lake's true magic was now revealed. It had the power to bring peace and harmony to all who visited it with a pure heart. Elowen shared the lake's magic with Finn, giving him a small vial of its essence. "This will allow you to carry a part of the lake's magic with you, and it will guide you wherever you go." Finn returned to his village with a heart full of wonder and a deep sense of fulfillment. He shared the story of his adventure and the magic of the Whispering Lake with his friends and family, inspiring them to cherish and protect the beauty and magic in their own lives. And so, the tale of Finn and the Whispering Lake became a cherished story in Silverwood, a reminder that true magic lies in the courage, wisdom, and compassion found within each of us. The lake continued to whisper its tales to those who visited with open hearts, forever guarding its secrets and spreading its enchantment throughout the land. The Golden Feather and the Wise Owl. Once upon a time, in a peaceful village nestled in the heart of a vast and beautiful valley, there lived a young girl named Lyra. Lyra was known throughout the village for her kind heart and gentle spirit. She loved to wander through the meadows and forests that surrounded her home, always eager to discover new wonders of nature. One day, as Lyra was exploring a particularly dense part of the forest, she came across something extraordinary, a single golden feather, glimmering in the sunlight that filtered through the trees. It was unlike any feather she had ever seen, and she knew at once that it was magical. She picked it up carefully, feeling warmth and a strange sense of peace wash over her as she held it. Lyra decided to take the feather to her grandmother, who was the wisest person in the village. Her grandmother had told her many stories of the magical creatures that lived in the forest, and Lyra was certain that the golden feather must belong to one of them. When Lyra showed her grandmother the feather, the old woman's eyes widened in surprise. "This is the feather of Oriole, the golden owl," her grandmother explained. Oriole is a guardian of the forest, a creature of immense wisdom and power. It is said that whoever possesses one of Oriole's feathers can make a single wish, a wish that will surely come true. Lyra's heart raced with excitement. A wish? She could wish for anything she wanted. But as she thought about it, she realized that she didn't want to waste the wish on something selfish. She wanted to do something that would help others. She decided to visit the great oak tree where Oriole was said to reside. If she could speak to the golden owl, perhaps she could learn more about how best to use the wish. The journey to the great oak tree was not easy. The path was long and winding, and Lyra had to cross a wide river, climb steep hills, and navigate through thick underbrush. But Lyra was determined, and the golden feather seemed to guide her, always pointing her in the right direction. Finally, after what felt like hours, Lyra arrived at the great oak tree. The tree was enormous, with roots that twisted and turned through the earth like the veins of the forest itself. Its branches reached high into the sky, and at the very top, Lyra saw a flash of gold. "Who comes to visit the guardian of the forest?" a deep, resonant voice called out. A moment later, Oriole the golden owl swooped down from the branches, landing gracefully on one of the lower limbs. His golden feathers shone brilliantly in the dappled light, and his wise, amber eyes gazed at Lyra with curiosity. Lyra held out the golden feather. "I found this in the forest, and I was told it belongs to you, great Oriole." Oriole tilted his head. "Indeed, that is one of my feathers. You are a kind and honest soul to return it to me. In doing so, you have earned the right to make a wish. But I sense that you seek guidance before making your wish." Lyra nodded. "I don't want to waste the wish. I want to use it to help others, but I'm not sure how." The golden owl blinked slowly, considering her words. Wishes are powerful things, and they can change the world in ways you might not expect. But you have already shown great wisdom by seeking advice. Tell me, child, what troubles your village? Lyra thought for a moment. Her village was a happy place, but there was one thing that always seemed to cause the villagers distress. Every year, the river that flowed through the valley would flood during the spring rains, destroying crops and homes. No matter what they did, the villagers could never prevent the flooding. "Our village suffers from floods every year," Lyra said. "It causes so much pain and hardship. If there was a way to stop the floods, it would help everyone." Oriole nodded, understanding. "That is a noble wish, young one. If you wish to protect your village from the floods, the river can be tamed, and the waters controlled." Lyra's heart filled with hope. "Yes, that's what I wish for, to protect my village from the floods." Oriole spread his wings, and as he did, the golden feather in Lyra's hand began to glow even brighter. The light from the feather surrounded her, and she felt the magic of the wish taking hold. When the light faded, the feather was gone, and Oriole smiled kindly at her. "Your wish has been granted, Lyra," the owl said. "The river will no longer flood your village. Instead, it will bring prosperity, nourishing your crops and ensuring that your village thrives. Go now, and see the fruits of your wish." Lyra thanked Oriole and hurried back to her village, eager to see if the wish had come true. As she neared the river, she noticed that the water flowed calmly, even though the spring rains had already begun. The riverbanks were strong and secure, and the fields that had once been destroyed by floods were green and lush. The villagers were amazed at the change, and when they learned of Lyra's wish and her encounter with Oriole, they were filled with gratitude. Lyra's wish had not only saved their village but had also brought them closer together, as they realized the importance of caring for one another and their home. From that day forward, the village prospered, and Lyra was celebrated as a hero. But she never sought praise or reward, for she knew that the true magic lay in the kindness and selflessness that had guided her wish. And so, Lyra lived a long and happy life, always guided by the wisdom of the golden owl and the warmth of the golden feather. And they all lived happily ever after. I hope you enjoyed this fairy tale. In the distant land of Lunaire, where the nights were always illuminated by a silvery moon and the skies were adorned with countless twinkling stars, there existed a magical kingdom known as the Moonlit Kingdom. This realm was governed by the gentle Moon Queen, Selene, who had the power to control the moonlight and maintain the balance between night and day. The Moonlit Kingdom was a place of beauty and tranquility, where moonflowers glowed softly in the dark and enchanted creatures roamed freely. However, the kingdom's peace was threatened by a long-standing prophecy. A dark shadow was said to emerge every century, bringing with it a curse that could dim the moon's light forever. In the heart of the kingdom, in the Grand Lunar Palace, lived a young prince named Orion. He was the Moon Queen's only son, known for his bravery and kind heart. Orion was destined to inherit his mother's powers and protect the kingdom from any threats. As the prophecy's time approached, the Moon Queen grew anxious and decided it was time for Orion to undertake a quest to ensure the kingdom's safety. One moonlit night, the Moon Queen called Orion to her chamber. "My dear son," she said, "the time has come for you to prove your worth. A great darkness is approaching, and you must embark on a journey to the celestial realm to seek the guidance of the Starborn Seer. Only with his help can we prevent the prophecy from coming true." Orion, though apprehensive, accepted the challenge. He knew the journey to the celestial realm would be perilous, but he was determined to protect his kingdom. With a heart full of courage and a special amulet from his mother, he set out on his quest. As Orion ventured through the moonlit woods, he encountered a mischievous fairy named Lyra. Lyra was known for her playful tricks and magical abilities. She appeared before Orion and, after some convincing, agreed to help him on his journey. "The path to the celestial realm is filled with challenges," Lyra warned. "But with my magic and your bravery, we can succeed." The duo traveled together, passing through the enchanted forest, where they faced their first trial, the trial of the moon's reflection. They had to cross a shimmering lake where the water's surface was enchanted to reflect their deepest fears. Orion's reflection showed him a vision of failure and darkness, but with Lyra's encouragement and his own resolve, he overcame the illusion and reached the other side. Next, they arrived at the Garden of Eternal Night, a place where flowers bloomed only in moonlight and shadows danced eerily. To proceed, they needed to gather 3 moonstones hidden among the flowers. The moonstones were guarded by luminous creatures that tested Orion's honesty and kindness. By showing respect and compassion, Orion gained their trust and collected the stones. With the moonstones in hand, Orion and Lyra finally arrived at the entrance to the celestial realm, a grand archway made of stardust and moonbeams. They passed through and found themselves in a realm of radiant beauty, where the skies were filled with constellations and the air shimmered with celestial light. At the center of the celestial realm stood the Starborn Seer, an ancient being who radiated stardust and wisdom. The seer welcomed them and listened to their quest. "The darkness that threatens your kingdom is a shadow of doubt and despair," the seer explained. "To dispel it, you must find the heart of the stars, a powerful gem that can only be revealed by pure-hearted bravery." The heart of the stars was hidden within the veil of shadows, a mystical fog that obscured the path. Orion and Lyra ventured into the fog, where they faced their greatest challenge yet, a labyrinth of illusions that tested their resolve and teamwork. Lyra used her magic to illuminate the path, while Orion relied on his inner strength and intuition to navigate through the maze. After a long and arduous journey, they finally reached the center of the labyrinth, where the heart of the stars awaited them. The gem glowed with a warm and comforting light, dispelling the surrounding darkness. With the heart of the stars in hand, they returned to the celestial realm. The Starborn Seer thanked them and instructed Orion to use the gem to restore the moon's light. Armed with the gem, Orion and Lyra traveled back to the Moonlit Kingdom. As they approached, they saw the kingdom shrouded in an ominous darkness. Orion held up the heart of the stars, and its light shone brightly, piercing through the darkness. The moon's light was restored, and the kingdom was bathed in its gentle glow once more. The prophecy was fulfilled not through fear, but through bravery and hope. The Moon Queen Selene was overjoyed to see her kingdom safe and her son's bravery. She praised Orion and Lyra for their courage and wisdom. The kingdom celebrated their heroes with a grand feast, and the moonlit kingdom flourished under the renewed light. Orion and Lyra became legends in the moonlit kingdom, their story inspiring future generations to face challenges with bravery and a pure heart. The kingdom remained a beacon of light and harmony, forever safeguarded by the courage of a prince and the magic of a mischievous fairy. The end. Once upon a time, in a lush and magical land known as Eldergrove, there was a village nestled at the edge of the Whispering Woods. Eldergrove was a place of harmony and enchantment, where every flower seemed to sing, and the trees whispered ancient secrets. But there was one mystery that no one could unravel: the Moonstone, a legendary gem said to have the power to grant any wish. The Moonstone was lost many years ago, and with it, the magic of the Whispering Woods began to fade. The once vibrant forest grew quiet, and the villagers' dreams of finding the gem seemed increasingly distant. Among the villagers was a young girl named Lyra. Lyra was known for her bravery and curiosity, and she had always been drawn to the mysteries of the forest. One evening, while walking by the edge of the woods, Lyra found a small, glowing stone half buried in the ground. It was not just any stone, it shimmered with a soft, silvery light. Lyra felt a sudden surge of hope and decided to show it to her grandmother, Mira, who was the village's wise storyteller. Mira examined the stone closely. "This is no ordinary stone," she said. "It is a fragment of the Moonstone. The Moonstone is said to have been hidden by a powerful enchantment to keep it safe from those who would misuse its power." Determined to restore the magic to the Whispering Woods, Lyra decided to find the rest of the Moonstone. Mira told her that the Moonstone had been divided into 3 parts, each hidden in a different part of the forest, protected by ancient enchantments. Lyra set out on her quest the next morning. The first clue led her to the Grove of Echoes, a part of the forest where voices could be heard whispering through the trees. As she ventured deeper into the grove, she noticed a large, ancient oak tree with intricate carvings on its trunk. The carvings depicted a scene of a brave hero finding the Moonstone and bringing light to the land. At the base of the tree, there was a small door, and next to it was an inscription: "To find the light of the Moonstone, you must listen to the whispers of the trees and solve the riddle of the echoes." Lyra stood still and listened carefully. The whispers of the trees began to form a riddle: "From the heart of the forest, where shadows play, find the place where moonlight lays. There you'll find the path revealed, but only if the truth is unsealed." Lyra searched the area and found a hidden path illuminated by the soft light of the moon. Following the path, she arrived at a hidden glade where a small, sparkling chest was buried beneath a bed of flowers. Inside the chest was the first piece of the Moonstone, glowing with a gentle light. With the first piece in hand, Lyra continued her journey. The second clue led her to the Whispering Falls, a majestic waterfall that was said to hold secrets within its cascading waters. As Lyra approached the falls, she noticed a shimmering mist that seemed to dance in the light. Behind the waterfall was a hidden cave. Inside the cave, Lyra found a glowing pool with a golden pedestal at its center. On the pedestal was a second piece of the Moonstone, but it was guarded by a powerful enchantment. The pool's water formed shapes and patterns, creating another riddle: to claim the Moonstone's light anew, show the courage to see it through. Face the trials of the heart and mind, and the path to the treasure you'll find. Lyra took a deep breath and stepped into the pool. As she waded through the water, she faced various trials, illusions of her fears, challenges that tested her bravery, and puzzles that required her wisdom. With each trial, she remained steadfast and true to herself. At last, Lyra reached the pedestal and retrieved the second piece of the Moonstone. The pool's surface calmed, and the cave was filled with a warm, comforting light. With 2 pieces of the Moonstone, Lyra journeyed to the final destination, the Grove of Stars, a part of the forest where the sky seemed to touch the earth. The grove was bathed in a soft, ethereal light, and at its center was a grand, ancient tree with branches that reached towards the stars. At the base of the tree was a third riddle: in the place where stars descend, seek the key to the moonstone's end. Combine the pieces with pure intent, and restore the magic that was spent. Lyra placed the 2 pieces of the moonstone on a stone altar beneath the tree. As she did, the pieces began to glow and merge, forming the complete moonstone. The tree's branches trembled with joy, and a soft, silver light spread through the grove of stars. The moonstone's magic restored the Whispering Woods to its former glory. The trees regained their voices, the flowers began to sing, and the entire forest was filled with a sense of wonder and enchantment. Lyra returned to her village with the moonstone, and the villagers celebrated her bravery and determination. The magic of the Whispering Woods was renewed, and the village of Eldergrove thrived once more. The story of Lyra and the moonstone became a beloved legend, inspiring generations to come. And so, the tale of Lyra and the moonstone was passed down through the ages, reminder that with courage, wisdom, and a pure heart, even the greatest mysteries can be unraveled, and magic can be restored. And thus, the story of Lyra and the moonstone became a cherished legend, a testament to the enduring power of bravery and the magic that lies within every quest. Once upon a time, in a bustling kingdom surrounded by rolling hills and sparkling rivers, there lay a quaint village called Bramblewood. This village was known for its lively markets, charming cottages, and a sprawling forest that bordered its edges. The forest was both enchanting and mysterious, filled with ancient trees and whispering winds, and at its heart was an old, forgotten castle. In this village lived a young and spirited boy named Finn. Finn was known for his boundless curiosity and adventurous spirit. He had often heard stories about the castle deep within the forest, stories of hidden treasures and magic. Though many villagers spoke of the castle with awe and caution, Finn felt a strong pull towards its mysteries. One chilly autumn morning, as the leaves rustled with a crisp breeze, Finn decided it was time to uncover the secrets of the old castle. He packed a small satchel with essentials, some bread, cheese, a warm cloak, and his trusty pocket knife, and set off towards the forest. The forest was dense and filled with sounds that seemed both familiar and foreign. Finn followed a winding path, guided by the dappled sunlight that filtered through the trees. After hours of walking, he reached the castle. It was a grand structure, though it had fallen into disrepair. Ivy clung to its walls, and the towers rose high into the sky like silent sentinels. As Finn approached, he noticed a strange glimmer among the underbrush near the castle gate. Digging carefully, he unearthed a small, ornate silver key. It was beautifully crafted, with delicate engravings of stars and moons. Excited by his find, Finn wondered what the key might unlock. With the key in hand, Finn approached the castle's heavy wooden doors. To his surprise, they creaked open easily. Inside, the castle was filled with cobwebs and dust, but there was a sense of grandeur that lingered. Finn explored the great hall, where faded tapestries and broken chandeliers told tales of a bygone era. As he wandered through the castle, Finn discovered a grand staircase leading to the upper floors. The key felt warm in his pocket as he ascended. At the top of the stairs, he found a door that seemed different from the others. It was smaller, intricately carved, and had a keyhole that matched the silver key perfectly. With a mixture of excitement and trepidation, Finn inserted the key into the lock and turned it. The door swung open to reveal a hidden room bathed in a soft, golden light. Inside, the room was filled with shelves of ancient books, scrolls, and magical artifacts. At the center of the room stood a pedestal with a large, ornate chest. Finn approached the chest and carefully opened it. Inside, he found a beautiful crystal orb, its surface shimmering with a rainbow of colors. As he lifted the orb, a gentle voice filled the room. "Greetings, young seeker," the voice said. "I am Elora, the spirit guardian of this castle. You have found the Orb of Enlightenment, a powerful artifact that holds the wisdom and magic of ages past. It was hidden away to protect it from those who might misuse its power." Finn was astonished. "What should I do with it?" he asked. "The orb has chosen you," Elora continued. "You possess a heart full of curiosity and courage. Use the orb's magic to bring light and knowledge to your village. It will reveal hidden truths and help those in need, but remember, its power is strongest when used with kindness and wisdom. Finn nodded solemnly. I will use it to help my village. With the orb safely in his possession, Finn made his way back to Bramblewood. As he arrived, he found that the villagers had been worried about him. He shared the story of the castle and the orb, and the villagers gathered to hear about his adventure. Using the orb's magic, Finn helped the villagers in many ways. The orb revealed hidden resources that could be used for farming and construction. It provided insights into solving problems that had long troubled the village. Under Finn's guidance, Bramblewood flourished like never before. The castle, once a forgotten relic, became a place of learning and discovery. The villagers, inspired by Finn's bravery in the orb's magic, took to exploring and understanding the world around them. They grew closer as a community, working together to build a better future. As for Finn, he became a beloved figure in the village, known for his adventurous spirit and his role in bringing prosperity to Bramblewood. The silver key and the orb became symbols of hope and wisdom, reminding the villagers of the importance of curiosity, courage, and kindness. And so, Bramblewood thrived, bathed in the light of newfound knowledge and the magic of the Orb of Enlightenment. The castle in the forest became a beacon of inspiration, and Finn's tale was passed down through generations as a reminder that even the smallest of keys can unlock the greatest of treasures. And they all lived happily ever after. Once upon a time, in a charming kingdom nestled between misty mountains and sparkling lakes, there was a small village named Melodia. The villagers were known for their love of music, and their festivals were filled with joyful tunes and harmonious melodies. However, one piece of music had become a legend in Melodia, the lost melody, said to bring peace and happiness to all who heard it. It had been lost for centuries, and many believed it was merely a myth. In this village lived a young and talented violinist named Lila. She was renowned for her skill with the violin, but she often felt that something was missing from her music. One evening, as she practiced in her cozy home, a mysterious old woman appeared at her door. The woman was cloaked in a robe adorned with shimmering stars and carried a delicate, ornate violin case. I have heard your music, Lila, the old woman said with a twinkle in her eye. I believe you are destined to find the lost melody. Inside this case is an enchanted violin that holds the key to unlocking it. The old woman handed Lila the violin case and then disappeared into the night. Lila opened the case to reveal a beautiful violin crafted from golden wood and inlaid with celestial patterns. A note attached read, "To find the lost melody, you must complete 3 challenges. Only then will the melody reveal itself." The first challenge, the Whispering Forest. Lila set out the next morning, the enchanted violin tucked under her arm. The first challenge led her to the Whispering Forest, a place known for its soft, murmuring sounds and elusive paths. The trees seemed to hum with ancient tunes, creating a maze of melodies. As she ventured deeper into the forest, Lila encountered a group of talking animals who seemed to be guarding a path. The animals explained that to proceed, Lila must play a melody that harmonizes with the forest's whispers. Lila took out the enchanted violin and began to play. The violin responded with a magical, resonant sound that harmonized perfectly with the forest's murmurs. The trees parted to reveal a hidden path bathed in golden light, leading her to the next challenge. The second challenge, the Floating Isle. The path led Lila to a serene lake with a floating isle in the center, shimmering with an ethereal glow. The isle was surrounded by a ring of mist, and a small boat awaited her at the water's edge. On the floating isle stood a grand, ancient tree with a hollow trunk. Lila approached and found a musical puzzle on the tree's bark, a series of symbols that needed to be played in the correct order to unlock the way forward. Lila carefully interpreted the symbols and played the corresponding notes on her violin. Each note she played caused the tree to light up, revealing more of the symbols. After solving the puzzle, a hidden chamber opened within the tree, revealing a golden harp and a shimmering crystal. The harp strings began to resonate with Lila's music, creating a beautiful harmony. The crystal floated into her hands, and she understood that this was the key to the final challenge. The third challenge, the Cavern of Echoes. With the crystal in hand, Lila journeyed to the Cavern of Echoes, a vast underground cave known for its deep, resonant sounds. The cavern was filled with sparkling crystals that cast colorful reflections on the walls. At the heart of the cavern was a large, ornate door with a musical lock. The crystal had to be placed in a specific slot on the door to open it. Lila noticed that the door had musical notes engraved on it, each corresponding to a different tone. Lila took a deep breath and played a sequence of notes on her enchanted violin. The notes echoed through the cavern, creating a melody that resonated with the cavern's natural sounds. The door slowly creaked open, revealing a hidden chamber filled with glowing scrolls and ancient music sheets. In the center of the chamber was a pedestal holding a beautifully illustrated scroll, the Lost Melody. Lila gently picked up the scroll, and as she unrolled it, she saw the intricate musical notes and patterns that composed the Lost Melody. The revelation. With the Lost Melody in hand, Lila returned to her village. The enchanted violin seemed to hum with excitement as she played the melody for the villagers. As the music filled the air, a magical transformation took place. The village was bathed in a warm, golden light, and the people felt a deep sense of peace and joy. The Lost Melody brought harmony and happiness to everyone who heard it, and the village of Melodia flourished with renewed energy and unity. Lila's music became renowned far and wide, and she continued to play the Lost Melody, sharing its magic with all who needed it. The enchanted violin, now a treasured heirloom, was passed down through generations, and the tale of Lila and the Lost Melody became a cherished story in the kingdom. It was a reminder of the power of music and the magic that lies in pursuing one's dreams with courage and heart. And so, the legend of the Lost Melody lived on, inspiring others to seek out their own magical melodies and share them with the world, bringing light and harmony wherever they went. Once upon a time, in a peaceful village nestled by the edge of an ancient and magical forest, lived a young girl named Elara. Elara was known for her kindness and her love for the forest, where she often went to gather herbs and flowers. Her favorite time to visit the forest was at twilight when the sun dipped below the horizon and the first stars began to twinkle. One evening, as Elara wandered deeper into the forest than ever before, she stumbled upon a hidden glade bathed in a soft, silvery light. At the center of the glade was a single, glowing flower unlike any she had ever seen. The flower's petals were as white as moonlight and seemed to shimmer with a magical glow. Elara approached the flower with awe. As she reached out to touch it, a soft, melodious voice spoke from behind her. "You have found the moonflower," the voice said. Elara turned to see a graceful figure emerging from the shadows, a fairy with wings that sparkled like the night sky. "I am Lyra, the guardian of the moonflower," the fairy continued. "This flower is a symbol of our realm's magic and is said to hold the power to grant a single wish. But it is also under a powerful enchantment that can only be broken by someone with a pure heart." Elara, curious and excited, asked, "What is the wish that the moonflower can grant?" Lyra's eyes were filled with sadness as she replied, "The moonflower can restore the balance of magic in our realm. Recently, a dark spell has caused our land to lose its magic, and we are in desperate need of help. The spell was cast by an evil sorcerer who wanted to harness the moonflower's power for his own dark purposes. To restore the balance, someone must embark on a quest to find 3 magical relics hidden throughout the forest. Only then can the moonflower's enchantment be lifted." Determined to help, Elara agreed to take on the quest. Lyra handed her a small, enchanted compass that would guide her to the relics. "This compass will show you the way," Lyra said. "But remember, the path will not be easy. And you must rely on your courage and kindness to succeed." Elara set off into the forest, her heart filled with hope and determination. The compass led her through dense woods and over sparkling streams. Her first destination was the Glimmering Lake, where the first relic, the Star of Clarity, was said to be hidden. When Elara arrived at the lake, she saw a beautiful, star-shaped gemstone lying at the bottom. But as she reached for it, a gentle, but firm, voice stopped her. "To claim the Star of Clarity, you must answer a riddle," said a wise old turtle that surfaced from the water. Elara listened carefully as the turtle asked, "I have cities, but no houses. I have mountains, but no trees. I have water, but no fish. What am I? Elara thought for a moment and then answered, a map. The turtle nodded and allowed Elara to take the Star of Clarity. With the first relic in hand, Elara continued her journey, guided by the compass. Her next destination was the Whispering Woods, where the second relic, the Heartstone, was hidden. In the Whispering Woods, the trees seemed to whisper secrets and stories from ages past. Elara followed the whispers until she found a small, glowing stone nestled among the roots of an ancient oak tree. As she reached for it, a gentle breeze spoke, "To claim the Heartstone, you must show empathy and kindness." Elara noticed a small, injured bird nearby. Without hesitation, she gently picked up the bird and tended to its wounds. The Heartstone began to glow brightly, and the breeze guided her to take it. With 2 relics secured, Elara's final destination was the Echoing Cavern, where the last relic, the Moonlight Crown, was hidden. The cavern was filled with shimmering crystals that reflected light in mesmerizing patterns. As Elara ventured deeper into the cavern, she encountered a large, fierce-looking dragon. Despite its intimidating appearance, the dragon's eyes held a glimmer of sadness. Elara approached the dragon and spoke kindly. "I am here to find the Moonlight Crown. I don't wish to cause harm, only to restore balance." The dragon, touched by Elara's bravery and compassion, revealed that the Moonlight Crown was hidden in a crystal chamber. "The crown can only be retrieved by someone who can face their fears," the dragon said. Elara took a deep breath and entered the chamber. Inside, she saw her greatest fear, a vision of her village in despair and darkness. Despite her fear, Elara stepped forward, determined to save her home. The vision faded, and the Moonlight Crown appeared on a pedestal. Elara took the crown and returned to the Moonflower's glade. With all 3 relics in hand, she placed them in a special arrangement around the Moonflower. As she did, the flower's glow grew brighter, and a wave of magical energy spread through the forest. The enchantment was lifted, and the land was filled with vibrant colors and renewed magic. The forest creatures rejoiced, and Lyra, the fairy guardian, appeared to thank Elara. "You have restored our realm's magic and shown incredible courage and kindness," Lyra said. "The Moonflower's enchantment is now lifted, and our land is safe once more. As a token of our gratitude, we wish to offer you a gift." Lyra handed Elara a small, magical locket. "This locket will allow you to visit our realm whenever you wish and will remind you of the bravery you showed." Elara returned to her village, where she was greeted with joy and celebration. Her kindness and bravery had saved the Hidden Kingdom, and her village thrived once more. The enchanted forest remained a place of wonder, and Elara's story became a cherished legend, reminding everyone of the power of courage, kindness, and the magic that lies within their hearts. And so, Elara lived happily ever after, knowing that her journey had not only saved a magical realm but had also brought light and hope to her own world. The end. The tale of the Silver Dragon and the Moonlit Lake. Once upon a time, in a faraway kingdom surrounded by mountains and forests, there was a peaceful village known as Starfall. The village was named after a beautiful lake nearby, where every night, the stars seemed to fall from the sky and dance upon the water's surface. The villagers believed the lake was enchanted, and they revered it as a sacred place. In this village lived a young boy named Tomas. Tomas was a kind and curious boy, always exploring the forests and fields around his home. He loved to listen to the stories the elders told about the lake and its mysterious powers. But the story that fascinated him the most was the legend of the Silver Dragon. According to the legend, a magnificent silver dragon lived deep within the mountains. This dragon was said to be a guardian of the land, keeping it safe from evil and harm. The dragon would come to the Moonlit Lake once every 100 years to drink from its waters and renew its strength. It was said that whoever witnessed the dragon at the lake would be granted a single wish, no matter how impossible it seemed. As Tomas grew older, his fascination with the silver dragon only grew stronger. He dreamed of seeing the dragon and making a wish that could change his life and the lives of those he loved. One night, when the moon was full and the stars were particularly bright, Tomas decided to set out for the Moonlit Lake, hoping that the time had come for the dragon's return. With a lantern in hand, Tomas made his way through the forest. The path was dark and winding, but he was determined. The trees whispered in the wind, as if they knew the secrets of the night. Finally, after what felt like hours, Tomas arrived at the edge of the lake. The water shimmered with the reflection of the moon and stars, just as it always did. Tomas waited by the lake, his heart pounding with anticipation. Time seemed to stretch on endlessly, and he began to wonder if the legend was true after all. But just as he was about to give up and return home, something extraordinary happened. The water in the center of the lake began to ripple, as if disturbed by an unseen force. The ripples grew larger and larger until, with a soft splash, a majestic silver dragon emerged from the depths. Its scales glistened like liquid silver, and its eyes shone with a wise, ancient light. The dragon's wings stretched wide, catching the moonlight and making the creature look even more magnificent. Tomas gasped in awe, barely able to believe his eyes. The dragon, noticing the boy, turned its gaze toward him. For a moment, they simply looked at each other, and Tomas felt as though the dragon could see into his very soul. "Greetings, young one," the dragon spoke, its voice deep and soothing. "You have come to witness the renewal of the moonlit lake. Why do you seek me?" Tomas swallowed nervously before finding his voice. "I have heard the legends about you, great silver dragon. They say that you can grant a wish to those who see you at the lake. I have come to ask for a wish." The dragon nodded slowly, understanding. "Indeed, I have the power to grant a wish. But be warned, young one, wishes are powerful things, and they can have consequences you may not foresee. Tell me, what is it that you wish for?" Tomas hesitated, thinking carefully. He had many things he could wish for: wealth, strength, wisdom. But then he remembered something his mother had told him before she passed away. She had always wished for the village to prosper and for the people to live in peace and harmony with nature. "I wish for the village of Starfall to always be protected," Tomas said finally. "I wish for the land to remain fertile, the people to be happy, and the forest and lake to stay pure and untouched by harm." The silver dragon's eyes softened at Tomas's selfless wish. "You have chosen wisely, young one. Your wish shall be granted, and the village of Starfall will indeed be protected for as long as the moon shines upon this lake. But remember, the true power of a wish lies not in magic, but in the hearts of those who live by it. Continue to care for the land, and it will care for you." With that, the dragon dipped its head toward the lake, drinking deeply from its waters. As it did, the water began to glow with a soft, silver light, spreading throughout the lake and into the surrounding forest. The trees seemed to grow stronger, the flowers more vibrant, and the air filled with a sense of peace and renewal. When the dragon finished drinking, it looked at Tomas one last time. "Thank you, Tomas, for your kind heart. The world needs more like you." The dragon then spread its wings and took to the sky, soaring into the night until it was no more than a distant star in the heavens. Tomas stood by the lake for a long time, feeling a deep sense of contentment and wonder. He knew that the village would prosper, not just because of the dragon's magic, but because of the love and care the villagers would continue to show for their home. When Tomas returned to Starfall, he found that the village was already changing for the better. The crops grew tall and healthy, the animals thrived, and the people were happier than ever. And though the villagers never knew exactly what had happened that night at the lake, they could sense that a great blessing had been bestowed upon them. As for Tomas, he became known as the keeper of the lake, a protector of the land and a guardian of the village's prosperity. He often returned to the moonlit lake, not to seek another wish, but simply to sit by the water's edge and remember the night he met the silver dragon. And so, the village of Starfall lived on in peace and harmony, with the silver dragon's blessing shining down on them from the night sky, ensuring that they all lived happily ever after. I hope you enjoyed this fairy tale. In a secluded corner of a lush, enchanted forest, there lay a serene, glistening lake known as Whispering Lake. The villagers of nearby Evergreen often spoke of the lake with a sense of awe and mystery. They believed that the lake had a magical secret and that its waters whispered ancient tales to those who listened closely. in Evergreen lived a curious and kind-hearted girl named Eloan. She had always been fascinated by the stories of Whispering Lake and dreamed of uncovering its hidden secrets. Her grandmother, who had shared many tales about the lake's magic, often told her that only someone with a pure heart and a brave spirit could uncover the lake's true mystery. One summer's evening, as the full moon bathed the forest in silvery light, Eloan decided to visit Whispering Lake. The path to the lake was winding and overgrown, but she walked with determination, guided by the soft, glowing light of fireflies. When she arrived at the lake, Eloan was mesmerized. The water sparkled like a field of stars, and a gentle, melodic whisper seemed to drift across the surface. She sat at the water's edge, listening intently, and soon noticed a shimmering figure rising from the lake. It was a beautiful water nymph named Seraphina. "Greetings, brave Eloan," Seraphina said with a voice like a gentle breeze. "I am Seraphina, guardian of Whispering Lake. You have come seeking the lake's secret, have you not?" Eloan nodded. "Yes, I have always wanted to know the truth behind the whispers." Seraphina's eyes twinkled with kindness. "To reveal the lake's secret, you must complete 3 tasks. Each task will test your courage, wisdom, and kindness." With a determined heart, Eloan accepted the challenge. Task 1, the Enchanted Puzzle. Seraphina led Eloan to a grove where a large, intricate puzzle was carved into the ground. The puzzle was a series of interlocking stones with ancient symbols. To solve it, Eloan had to place the stones in the correct order. As she examined the puzzle, Eloan realized that the symbols represented different virtues: courage, wisdom, kindness, and love. She arranged the stones with care, placing the symbol of kindness at the center. As the last stone clicked into place, the grove lit up with a warm, golden light, and the whispering became clearer. Task 2, the Lost Songbird. Next, Seraphina guided Eloan to a dense thicket where a small, injured songbird lay. The bird had a broken wing and was unable to fly. Eloan carefully tended to the bird, using her shawl to make a soft bed and soothing the bird with gentle words. As she nursed the bird back to health, a magical, calming aura surrounded her, and the lake's whispers grew stronger and more melodious. Once the bird was ready to fly again, it chirped a sweet, thankful melody before soaring into the sky. Task 3, the Heart of the Forest. The final task took Eloan deep into the heart of the forest, where she found a towering, ancient tree with a hollow trunk. Inside the hollow was a golden acorn, but it was guarded by a fierce, yet misunderstood, shadow creature. Eloan approached the creature with compassion rather than fear. She spoke softly to it, learning that the shadow creature was lonely and misunderstood. With empathy, she offered it some of the crumbs from her bread and shared her warmth. The creature's heart softened, and it allowed her to take the golden acorn. With all 3 tasks completed, Seraphina reappeared, smiling warmly. "You have shown great courage, wisdom, and kindness. The secret of Whispering Lake is now yours to discover." Seraphina took the golden acorn from Eloan and placed it gently into the lake. The water shimmered and swirled, and from its depths emerged a magnificent, radiant pearl. The pearl was the source of the lake's whispers, holding the wisdom and stories of the forest and its inhabitants. "The true secret," Seraphina explained, "is that the lake's whispers are the collective wisdom and love of the forest, shared with those who seek to understand it with an open heart." Eloan felt a profound sense of connection with the forest and its magic. She thanked Seraphina and promised to honor the lake's secret by sharing its stories and helping others with the wisdom she had gained. As Eloan walked back to Evergreen, she carried with her the gentle whispers of the lake and the lessons of courage, kindness, and understanding. The villagers marveled at the new light in her eyes and the warmth in her heart. And so, the legend of Whispering Lake grew, not just as a place of magic, but as a reminder that true secrets are found in the acts of bravery, wisdom, and kindness. Eloan's story became a cherished tale in Evergreen, inspiring all who heard it to listen to the whispers of their own hearts. Once upon a time, in the heart of a dense forest, there was a hidden library known only to a few. This library was unlike any other. It was said to be enchanted, with books that could come to life and stories that could whisk readers away on magical adventures. The library was protected by an ancient spell, and only those with pure hearts and a thirst for knowledge could find it. The guardian of this magical library was an elderly librarian named Alaric. With a long silver beard and wise eyes, Alaric had spent his life ensuring that the library's secrets were kept safe. He loved the library dearly and took great care of its countless books and scrolls. One day, a curious and kind-hearted girl named Alara, who lived in a small village on the edge of the forest, stumbled upon a mysterious map. The map was old and worn, but it depicted the path to the hidden library. Alara had always loved stories and dreamed of finding a place where magical tales came to life. Driven by her curiosity, she decided to follow the map. As Alara ventured into the forest, she encountered various magical creatures, glowing fireflies, talking squirrels, and wise old owls, all guiding her along the path. After a long journey, she finally arrived at the hidden library, its towering shelves and ancient tomes shining with a soft, welcoming glow. The library's doors creaked open as Alara approached, revealing a vast interior filled with shelves of books that seemed to shimmer with enchantment. Alara was awestruck as she wandered through the library, marveling at the magical aura that surrounded her. Alaric, the librarian, noticed her and welcomed her with a warm smile. "Welcome, young one," he said in a gentle voice. "It is rare to see a visitor with a heart so full of wonder and curiosity. What brings you to our enchanted library?" Alara, her eyes wide with amazement, replied, "I found this map and followed it here. I've always dreamed of finding a place where stories come to life. Can you tell me more about this place?" Alaric nodded. "This library holds countless tales from across the realms, and some of them have a life of their own. But not everyone who enters can interact with the magic within these walls. It requires a special kind of bravery and kindness." Alara's eyes sparkled with excitement. "I want to learn more and experience the magic. What can I do?" Alaric smiled. "There is a special book in this library that has been waiting for someone like you. It is called the Book of Wonders. To find it, you must solve a riddle and demonstrate the qualities of a true hero." He handed Alara a golden key and said, "This key will open the door to the Book of Wonders, but first, you must solve this riddle. I have cities, but no houses. I have mountains, but no trees. I have water, but no fish. What am I?" Alara thought for a moment and then replied, "A map." "Very good," Alaric said. "Now, follow the path of the golden light to find the door. Use the key to unlock it." Alara followed the golden light that seemed to guide her through the library's endless corridors. She finally reached a large, ornate door with intricate carvings of mythical creatures. With a deep breath, she used the key to unlock it. The door opened to reveal a magnificent room bathed in a golden glow. In the center of the room stood the Book of Wonders, resting on a pedestal surrounded by a soft, shimmering light. Alara approached the book and opened it gently. As she did, the book's pages began to turn on their own, revealing stories of brave heroes, magical lands, and wondrous adventures. The room filled with the sounds of enchanting music, and images from the book came to life, swirling around Alara like a vivid dream. Suddenly, a voice echoed through the room. "Alara, you have shown great curiosity and bravery. The magic of this library is now yours to explore. But remember, true magic lies not just in the stories but in the heart of the reader." Alara spent hours exploring the magical tales, meeting mythical creatures, and embarking on incredible adventures. She realized that the real magic came from the power of imagination and the joy of discovering new worlds through stories. When Alara finally left the library, she felt a sense of fulfillment and wonder. Alaric bade her farewell with a knowing smile. "You have proven yourself worthy, Alara. The library will always be here for you, and its magic will be a part of you." As Alara returned to her village, she shared the tales and magic she had experienced with everyone. The library's enchantment continued to inspire and delight, and Alara's stories became legendary among the villagers. And so, the hidden library remained a beacon of wonder and imagination, waiting for the next curious soul to discover its magic and embark on a journey of their own. The end. Once upon a time, in the heart of a dense forest, there was a hidden library known only to a few. This library was unlike any other. It was said to be enchanted, with books that could come to life and stories that could whisk readers away on magical adventures. The library was protected by an ancient spell, and only those with pure hearts and a thirst for knowledge could find it. The guardian of this magical library was an elderly librarian named Alaric. With a long silver beard and wise eyes, Alaric had spent his life ensuring that the library's secrets were kept safe. He loved the library dearly and took great care of its countless books and scrolls. One day, a curious and kind-hearted girl named Alara, who lived in a small village on the edge of the forest, stumbled upon a mysterious map. The map was old and worn, but it depicted the path to the hidden library. Alara had always loved stories and dreamed of finding a place where magical tales came to life. Driven by her curiosity, she decided to follow the map. As Alara ventured into the forest, she encountered various magical creatures, glowing fireflies, talking squirrels, and wise old owls, all guiding her along the path. After a long journey, she finally arrived at the hidden library, its towering shelves and ancient tomes shining with a soft, welcoming glow. The library's doors creaked open as Alara approached, revealing a vast interior filled with shelves of books that seemed to shimmer with enchantment. Alara was awestruck as she wandered through the library, marveling at the magical aura that surrounded her. Alaric, the librarian, noticed her and welcomed her with a warm smile. "Welcome, young one," he said in a gentle voice. "It is rare to see a visitor with a heart so full of wonder and curiosity. What brings you to our enchanted library?" Alara, her eyes wide with amazement, replied, "I found this map and followed it here. I've always dreamed of finding a place where stories come to life. Can you tell me more about this place?" Alaric nodded. "This library holds countless tales from across the realms, and some of them have a life of their own. But not everyone who enters can interact with the magic within these walls. It requires a special kind of bravery and kindness." Alara's eyes sparkled with excitement. "I want to learn more and experience the magic. What can I do?" Alaric smiled. "There is a special book in this library that has been waiting for someone like you. It is called the Book of Wonders. To find it, you must solve a riddle and demonstrate the qualities of a true hero." He handed Alara a golden key and said, "This key will open the door to the Book of Wonders, but first, you must solve this riddle. I have cities, but no houses. I have mountains, but no trees. I have water, but no fish. What am I?" Alara thought for a moment and then replied, "A map." "Very good," Alaric said. "Now, follow the path of the golden light to find the door. Use the key to unlock it." Alara followed the golden light that seemed to guide her through the library's endless corridors. She finally reached a large, ornate door with intricate carvings of mythical creatures. With a deep breath, she used the key to unlock it. The door opened to reveal a magnificent room bathed in a golden glow. In the center of the room stood the Book of Wonders, resting on a pedestal surrounded by a soft, shimmering light. Alara approached the book and opened it gently. As she did, the book's pages began to turn on their own, revealing stories of brave heroes, magical lands, and wondrous adventures. The room filled with the sounds of enchanting music, and images from the book came to life, swirling around Alara like a vivid dream. Suddenly, a voice echoed through the room. "Alara, you have shown great curiosity and bravery. The magic of this library is now yours to explore. But remember, true magic lies not just in the stories but in the heart of the reader." Alara spent hours exploring the magical tales, meeting mythical creatures, and embarking on incredible adventures. She realized that the real magic came from the power of imagination and the joy of discovering new worlds through stories. When Alara finally left the library, she felt a sense of fulfillment and wonder. Alaric bade her farewell with a knowing smile. "You have proven yourself worthy, Alara. The library will always be here for you, and its magic will be a part of you. As Alara returned to her village, she shared the tales and magic she had experienced with everyone. The library's enchantment continued to inspire and delight, and Alara's stories became legendary among the villagers. And so, the hidden library remained a beacon of wonder and imagination, waiting for the next curious soul to discover its magic and embark on a journey of their own. The end.